The instinct to fight or flight. They say you never really know who you are until the moment of pure, terrifying chaos forces you to find out. Human instinct in the face of violence usually dictates one of two responses. You freeze in your tracks or you run for your life. But every once in a while, someone runs towards the blade. Welcome to the landing point. Once you know who we're talking about, put the time and who it is in the comments. Our story starts in the quiet heart of Central Illinois, right in the Twin Cities of Bloomington Normal. Let's call our protagonist Adam. Adam was a textbook Midwestern kid, walking the halls of Normal Community High School before heading across town to Illinois State University. He wasn't a guy chasing fame or chasing the spotlight. He was a young man anchored by a quiet, steady sense of duty. At 20 years old, while still a student at Illinois State, he ran for the McLean County Board against an incumbent, and he won. But in 2003, he walked away from local politics, joined the United States Air Force, and took up the skies. He flew the massive KC-135 Stratotanker, refueling combat jets in midair, and later switching to the RC-26 surveillance plane over Iraq. It is a high-wire act that requires a disciplined pilot who can keep ice in his veins. But Adam's greatest test of courage wouldn't happen in the war-torn skies of the Middle East. It was going to happen on a quiet Midwestern sidewalk. It was August of 2006. Just after midnight, Adam was off duty in downtown Milwaukee, walking to his car with his girlfriend. Suddenly, the night was shattered by the sound that chills the blood, a woman screaming. She came running straight at him, holding her own throat. Her shirt was already soaked in blood. Behind her was a man with a knife. In that split second, instinct screams at you to turn away. Adam charged the blade instead. He grabbed the attacker's knife hand, threw him down onto the concrete, and pinned him there until the police could arrive. The woman survived. It took 47 stitches to close her throat. For his extraordinary bravery, Adam received the United States Air Force Airman's Medal, the National Guard's Valley Forge Cross for heroism, and Wisconsin's Red Cross Hero of the Year. What almost nobody knew was the cost. He has since said it took months before he could even wash the shirt, and that he carried PTSD from the night for years. Fast forward. That exact same sense of duty pulled Adam out of the cockpit and onto a completely different battlefield, Washington, D.C. The hometown hero ran for Congress in 2010 and won, transforming him into a rising star straight out of the Illinois cornfields. For 12 years, he served his district, but Washington has a funny way of testing a man's courage just as viciously as a man with a knife. When the political wind shifted into a violent storm, Adam found himself watching an attack on the very Capitol where he worked. Once again, just like the night in Milwaukee, he had a choice. He could freeze, he could look the other way, he could run to the safety of the crowd. Instead, he stood his ground and demanded accountability, even when it meant standing entirely alone inside his own party. The fallout was brutal. He faced relentless threats, and even members of his own extended family signed a letter disowning him. He chose not to seek re-election, and his time in Congress ended in January of 2023. But when you look back at the whole picture, the kid from Normal West, the off-duty pilot who tackled a knife on the Milwaukee street, you realize he never learned how to back down from a fight when a life, or as he saw it, a republic was on the line. The young man from the Twin Cities, he is Adam Kinzinger, and this is The Landing Point. Viewers, thank you for watching today, The Landing Point. We really appreciate it. I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Roadrunner Real Estate. They are a full service real estate company doing both commercial and residential real estate. They can help you buy, sell, or even lease your properties. So if you're in the market looking for a real estate company, please go out and give them a call. They'll happily help you today. The next thing I'd like to talk about is our social media. Obviously, we have YouTube if you're watching that today. If you haven't done so already, please go out and subscribe. It is completely free to you. There's nothing that you'll be charged or your membership fees, but it does help us out so we can get our latest episodes to you quickly, and you can find out what's going on with YouTube. Our other place that we do a lot of our social media is on our Facebook page, The Landing Point. So please go out and like and subscribe or follow those, I guess I would say, so you get the latest updates. If you're a person that likes to listen to stories as you're out on the drive, we have our podcast. You can find The Landing Point out there, and it can be on most services. So once again, thank you for watching The Landing Point, and we look forward to see you on our next story.